God,
Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Having some problems sending the links out. Every time I try to copy and paste, it won't paste anything. So I'll try to send it out, Amy, here in a little bit, if I can get it to work. Yeah, so if you're hearing this, hope everyone had a good weekend. Just let me know you're here by commenting. We're going to get started here in just a second. I got some things I want to talk about for our channel coming up soon. Hey, G. Paul, how's it going?
Hey, G-Pa.
Hope you had a good weekend. Had a fun weekend, I hope.
What do we do this weekend?
What did we do this weekend? We had a good place yesterday, Farm Burger.
Oh,
that was a good place to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was our Memorial Day,
dinner.
Cookout food.
Yeah, we didn't cook out, so that was what we did for that. But today, because we had so much stuff going on, we wasn't able to do anything. When we finally got home to eat, it was cool. Memorial Day, and we always want to remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and served this country. And just a matter of fact, we just send our love to everyone. Without our soldiers, our men and women in the armed forces, we would not be free and safe as we are. So definitely want to keep them in mind. G. Paul slept all weekend.
I'm jealous.
I tried to lay down this morning and take a nap. I think I might have slept maybe an hour, maybe. I just couldn't get any rest. I was just I wanted to, but just didn't. Anyway, so well. Maybe there's another day I can do that. So we got a busy week ahead, but I do have some things I want to start doing soon. So we'll get on to that here in just a little bit. Let's see, what else we're going to talk about. But anyway, like I said, I am having problems with StreamYard sending a link out right now. So we'll see if we can get some folks up here in a little bit. But if it starts working, I actually had a hard time trying to get on the StreamYards earlier. I don't know what was going on with it.
Lots of people on the internet.
There he is, yeah. So
I guess a lot of people are also doing Memorial Day things, and they're not on the internet.
True. Probably just been together with the family. I know the further out west you go, it's still early. So, but anyway. Let's see. I want to talk about a cemetery in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're going to try to go to, and I'll read you a story about that here in a little bit. Also, a series I want to be working on, and I'll get into that once we get more people in here. What else? So got some pretty unique stuff coming through the spirit box in a couple of places that I visited this past week. I'll go ahead and start talking about that now. So last week went into a cemetery, and I don't know, G Paul. It shows we have about 4 or 5 people in here, so I don't know who's all in here. I know I was having problems with StreamYards, and hopefully the notifications are going out. But we'll see. Hopefully people can share the stream out, and maybe that'll help.
I'll share it.
Marnie's going to share it out too. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if the notifications are going out right or not. Hopefully they are.
Amy said be back in a few.
Okay. All right, Amy. Thank you. And I'll try to keep getting you the link if I can. I don't know what's going on with it. So last week went to cemetery and did an investigation. Like the first word that popped up was painful, which was kind of interesting to be the first word to pop up. I said something about hide and seek, and the word hide came up. And hey, Brandon, how are you? And so the word hide now came up. That was very odd. I just said, it's trying to find this person's names like hide and seek. And so then hide now came up. Also, I was at Riverside Cemetery and was doing an investigation. And the name Johnny popped up. And I bet I saw 4 or 5 Johns in that one area I was in. So I never could get a last name, which was kind of troubling there. Yes, Brandon, we're doing good here. Glad to see you here. And like I say, telling G-Paul, I'm hoping that the notifications were going out. So, and I was having some issues with StreamYards anyway. And I can't get the invites out for some reason. I don't know what's going on with
Ask
that.
them to share it out.
Yeah, if y'all could share it out, it'd be great too. Just to make sure we get people in here. But
Can I help you?
oh, I was just making sure I wasn't in your way. So
Shut up.
okay, already making a mess. You bringing a snack in? Okay. So
And I have enough for the whole class.
yeah, guacamole and chips. So there you go. Tortilla chips and guacamole.
Yes.
I love guacamole. That's one of my favorite foods. Okay, so Brandon did get the notification. So yeah, Marnie got it too. I just kind of, like I say, I've been having issues with StreamYards tonight. And we'll see if we can get some invites out here in a little bit. Again, I'll try it later. Every time I try to get it, it doesn't paste right, and there's something wrong. I don't know what's
Brendan,
going
when
on.
are you coming up to Asheville and hanging out with us at some creepy places? What's the name of your video from the Asheville Speedway? Ooh, that was a good
Oh
one.
yeah, that one. I think
I
I had it like Legends Raced Here. I think. That's been a while since I've done that video.
The word legends is in it, I think.
I think so. I think it said NASCAR. Let me look at it and try to find it, and I'll put it in the chat here if I can figure out where it's at. But yeah, I plan on
Brendan,
actually
come to Asheville and we'll take you to that place.
It is a park now. Yeah, definitely take you. It is a park now. That dog park, whatever they call it, biking park. But the track is still intact, so you can still walk around the track. And there's a memorial at the front of the speedway. And let's see. I think I had something like a famous race car drivers.
We would too, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see.
I told you I could look it up. Give me your phone.
Well, I'll find it. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. It's no big deal. As I know I'll come across. Well, as far as I can go back. I had to go to the playlist and find it.
He raced on the track in my sim racing game.
There you go.
Good for you. I hope you won.
I love those things. So this is how old school I am as far as games and stuff. I still have an Xbox 360, so I've never updated to anything else. And but I do love those iRacing. Those iRacings are absolutely the coolest thing. I started watching a couple years ago with when Jeff Farbiano was doing it, and he still does it, I believe. But I think I pronounced his name right.
Brendan says he sucks.
Nah.
Oh, I know.
You hadn't seen me drive and Marnie drive on all those things. Okay, it's here it is. I found it. Let me copy the link and I'll put it in the chat, Brandon, so you can see that. Come on. Okay, that's the video, Brandon, of the Asheville Speedway that I did. And the hard part about that is filming there because there's so many people always there. I would like to go. I may need to go like on a Sunday morning, like real kind of early before people start packing in and do a better video of it. But
I think a weekday morning, Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
The people that live in that neighborhood are down there. You don't think so?
No.
Oh.
People don't know how to get out of bed every Sunday morning.
Everything is amazing. I know Jeff. He was part of Code Zero.
Yeah.
Bay Area
Bugs. Yep. And Bugs just recently started back doing GTA again. And I loved watching their videos. Those two are hilarious
Do
together.
I know what iRacing is?
It's racing. You know what they were doing recently on? I was telling you on Fox, they couldn't race on the track, so the drivers were doing that stuff you were watching. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, very similar. It's computerized. It's.
Thank you, Brendan.
Yeah. But anyway, the behind the speedway it was a garage at one time, so there's still some old beat up cars in there, maybe 2 or 3. And I also have a video of that. I did a paranormal investigation back there with those. But I think I've done a vlog with it too, if I'm not mistaken. It seems like I did.
I haven't thought that place in a long time.
No, and I haven't filmed there in a while. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'd like to go back and do it.
Yeah, it's a good time of year to go.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on NASCAR, as I'm sure Brandon did. I mean, that was my weekend thing with my grandfather. We loved to watch NASCAR, and but anyway, like I said, the track is still intact. We'll Brandon, you come up here, we'll take it
back there.
It is creepy. Well, kind
and
of.
You're right at the river.
Well, they cleared it out some, so it's not as. And hopefully those cars are still there. It's been a while since we've been in that area to go look at that. So, but it was a garage at one time. But I would like to. My goal is with that track is to be able to do some paranormal investigations, hopefully, and maybe catch some things. Yeah. Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And it's like they say when people die, they like to go back to some of their favorite places. So I'm sure you had people who love going to watch racing. You probably have drivers died on the track. And
you think we did have deaths on our track?
Yeah.
Wow. I was involved in that when I was a kid, and that was a big thing around here.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid,
you could hear it.
I could have my window up at night and I could hear the cars going around the track. And we are a decent amount of miles away from the track. But that's how loud it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't like it's just next door or anything to us at all. There was a good drive and I could still hear it. So, yeah, Brandon, come up. We'll go to the track sometime and I'll show you around it. We'll do an investigation or something maybe.
No, you guys would sit around and like pretend to do race car driving on the internet or something.
You know what?
And not get anything accomplished.
You know what I wish they would do is put go-karts out there. Let people do at least go-karts.
It's not that big.
It is for go-karts? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Y'all get honey, it's a half mile. It's not even not really quite a half mile, but it's
Is it a quarter-mile track?
something like that. But you can get go-karts out there and race on those things. They've done
No,
it
they're
before.
trying to get people out there to exercise, Troy.
That's a good exercise. Get
No,
behind a
it's
car.
not. Laughing's the only exercise you get out of that.
No.
Brenda said that.
Yeah.
would be perfect.
See, there you go. I love go-karts. I love go-kart racing. We actually have a go-kart track now here over in
Is it even
Victorville.
open?
I don't know if it's open. It has been before coronavirus.
Okay.
Yeah, it was open before coronavirus. So be good. Yeah, I love go-kart racing. Anyway, so and they're racing again, so that's a good thing. All right, so here's what I want to talk about now. I want to start out with a place that I want to go check out sometime. It's in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's called, it's got two names. And the first name, it's actually known as Oakwood Cemetery, but it's also known as Hell's Gate. And it's a place I definitely want to check out. It says this happened back, I think, about 2012. Yeah, 2012. And it says for decades, perhaps even, I need to mute my phone. Okay. Let's see, for decades, perhaps even a century, Hell's Gate's been thought to be a spot where satanic rituals have taken place in secret of the night and full-on satanic rituals. In 2012, a caretaker was making rounds and discovered the grave had been disturbed. Its concrete vault broken into, and the casket was pried open. Now, here's where it goes a little bit creepier. Thieves, vandals, or Satanists, they're not really sure, but they were vandals and thieves for sure, even if they were Satanists, had removed the head of a body and nothing else. They left the rest of the corpse there. The culprits returned with the head to the cemetery a month later, discarding it like it was used trash. Haunting orbs and even otherworldly screams pale in comparison. But the creepy paranormal activity is still goosebumps, hair-raising stuff that make your skin crawl. So then it asks if you visited Hell's Gate, you can put in a comment. So never have been there before, but I can tell you right now, that place is got to be creepy. I've seen a few videos on it where people have gone in and done some stuff there, but
Is that the one where, like, the bad part where the satanic worship
it's in the back.
It's in the dark.
Yeah, it's
Like-
back part.
Yeah, there's like trees that like make it look even darker back there,
Yeah.
even during a bright sunny day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this place sounds great for me. Oh yeah, I guarantee you that, Brent. This place, to see the first part of it as you go in looks pretty nice, a pretty nice cemetery, and then apparently in the back part of it is creepy looking stuff. I mean, if they're doing satanic worship back there and rituals, I guarantee you it's hard for light to come into that because there's so much darkness now.
Is the back older or does it matter? Is it mixed up?
Well, from what I understand, they moved, that area was a place where they moved corpse from another place, kind of like Church Street here.
Oh, okay.
They moved it to make room for some buildings or something.
So they weren't settled anyway.
Yeah, so they moved them so you know is an indicator that the spirits are not at rest at that point because now you moved them. So they moved them to Oakwood Cemetery, and then people went in and took a head off a corpse and satanic rituals and worship going on there. So yeah, that place is definitely a place I like to check out. Although before we would go in, I definitely have to do prayers, and we need to take some good protection with us for sure.
That's a lot of work to
we
go in, figure out where you're going to start digging, and dig up and be quiet enough and not get caught, and go 6 feet down and go through a concrete whatever that thing is called, and then
The
get
vault, yeah.
the vault, and then
Yeah.
get the casket up just to get ahead. That is a lot of work, and then you just throw it back to them like
A month later, yeah.
yeah. Just keep it for a month. That's a
Uh,
lot of work.
so yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not making light of the situation.
Oh no, it's crazy. I mean, you're taking a head off a corpse and you're doing these rituals and stuff and things like that.
I
I
can't
don't.
eat anymore. This
Okay.
is gross talking about it.
But it's crazy. But I definitely want to check this place out, and then I'll have to do, like I say, with a lot of protection and prayer. Because if I was an investigator going in there tonight or whenever, you definitely want to do some prayer and have some protection, because if satanic rituals are happening there, there's a lot of evil that you want to protect yourself against. So that's definitely something I do want to check out, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe this summer. Now, on to the next thing I want to do. I want to start working on a series soon. We have several different places here in Asheville and the surrounding areas of Western North Carolina that have Civil War cemeteries. So I want to get started on a Civil War cemetery soon, and start doing investigations, doing Civil War cemetery. Hey, Amy, welcome back. I'm trying to get you the link, but I'm having some issues. But oh yeah, so the cemeteries of the Civil War stuff, Riverside Cemetery was actually a place where a battleground between the North and the South happened. So there has been soldiers that's been seen there. And even though it wasn't, they say it wasn't nearly as bloody as Gettysburg, obviously, but the apparitions are there. So what I want to do is start working on.
We even have an African American Civil War area.
Yeah, we do have an African American Civil War area that we've been to. That's the one that had no markers, right? It was just an area,
like
little rocks and little
rocks. That's
concrete things, and it wasn't much in there. And so what my goal is
Hey, Amy.
is to start working on the Civil War cemetery, and make it a series. So it's really, for some reason, I feel like that's something I need to really work on. So I'll start doing that soon. As soon as Marnie's great at research, and I know I can get her to help me out with this, and we can find these cemeteries and start, hitting every one of them and doing nothing but Civil War investigations. So that is another plan that I want to do. And there's also Pritchard Park is another place we visited. We've talked about at night. We've been there during Halloween one year, and we've done a day side vlog with it. And it's also a place where they had a battle as well. So there's been apparitions seen there. So it might be, if we can get into that park without a lot of people around, maybe we can do if nothing else, with a ghost detector tool app, maybe just get words to pop up. That might be the only type of investigation without making a lot of noise that we could do that. But definitely want to try that out and do a series on it. So I think it'll be great. Let's see. There's some more places around Asheville I like to investigate. Unfortunately, we're not able to get into some of these places, but the Craggy Prison, I do have a video of Craggy Prison up, and there's not been any stories that say that ghosts are there totally, but no one's able to investigate it. But because there's so much asbestos in that place, they won't let nobody in. But it'd be great if somebody would buy it and turn it into that. I would definitely be the first one at the doorstep to investigate that place. And I would spend all night doing it. It'd be one of those things I would love to do. And so that's the things I want to talk about tonight and get involved with that. Thank you, Amy. And speaking of Amy had the war shows over the weekend. And congratulations to everyone who was nominated and won. And we got best up and comer YouTubers, and we are very happy with that. And definitely want to see our channel grow and be at 1,000 subscribers before long. And but hopefully things like these series we're coming out and things like that we're doing soon will hopefully pique some interest of people who might want to subscribe to the channel. So, but definitely we have a great community and great bunch of people that we are surrounded with, and I'm so happy to have everybody here. You okay? Okay, so those are the places. So that was the Civil War. So I'm gonna let you, Marnie. Yes, you are the researcher of the group.
Oh, I thought you were putting me on the spot.
Well, I am in a way because you're gonna research it because you can find these things better than I can. But
Whatever you're looking at right here,
uh,
share it to me.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's just that's not what I was looking at. No,
But you know where it is. Okay.
no, we gotta look up cemeteries. This is just I was talking about a Riverside.
Okay.
Helen's Bridge is on here too. And I'm going to try to soon. I don't know.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob. I'm hoping to maybe this week, but maybe next week, get Jane, our doll, up to Helen's Bridge and work on an investigation up there with her. That's going to be cool to see how that works out.
Yeah.
For sure. And anyway, I want to try to do some more with Jane and try to get her involved in some stuff. The reason why I don't take her a lot of times is because I don't want her to, kind of interfere with other spirits that may be around and whatnot. So that's why I don't take her a lot. I've had people ask me about that before if we took her. So, that's why I don't take her or Michael, either one sometimes. But I want to focus on whatever it is I'm doing without an extra spirit there. But Jane, she's pretty well behaved now. Although now, here's a nice story. I was sitting there talking in the kitchen, and I'm at the table, and Marnie's at the sink, and our spice rack is hanging up on our laundry door, and the cooking spray comes flying out. I saw it, watched it go from one of the top areas of and it just falls to the floor and rolls. And pick up more hitchhikers. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But the can falls to the floor, rolls. Remarkable. We've had things that happen before. Things fall, and it's not the animals. We always try to debunk as much as we can, and when things happen, we can't debunk it. Okay, it's paranormal. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Weird.
It was, and I caught a shadow not long ago. You've seen shadows recently too, so. But the paranormal activity in here is just not really like harmful. It's just I think because I have so many family members that have lived here, that's a pretty decent protection possibly. But it is very cool to catch things, and you wish you catch them on camera. But sometimes you just don't put your camera on, especially when you're just sitting at the kitchen table just talking about something.
Yeah. Well, Amy, you sparked me to just go window looking for the indoor cameras. So we've been looking at that.
Yeah, we've been
to just set up a couple, maybe 3 at the most.
Yeah, and we got some places we know that we may catch something for sure if we put them in these areas.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good.
If we pick up more hitchhikers, then we'll definitely catch more.
Yeah, we're going to catch more hitchhikers. I don't want to put no more hitchhikers in this house.
I do too, Amy.
Because if we put these hitchhikers in this house, Jane and Michael's enough to go along with what we already have here. So, we don't
Yeah.
need it more. And my daughter used to, when she was younger, saw a man in a top hat that I've not seen myself. Marnie's not seen it.
I think we'll catch something even if we put up an old telephone to be recording and stay charging like all night long.
Yeah, if I can get to record for a few hours, that'd be great.
Yeah, we do have enough people in this house. No more hitchhikers.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like when we set the cameras, and the reason why I never put anything up of Jane when we put her up, at night or while we left during the day, nobody home or whatever, is because we didn't catch, like the REM pod didn't go off, nothing fell over. The only thing though we were catching was like feet shuffling across the floor.
Oh God, that was creepy to hear.
You could hear
and
tapping.
It sounded like money
but
being rattled around,
yeah,
like
money,
like change in somebody's hand,
and
whispering.
Occasional whisper, but you couldn't make anything out really. But so I never put anything up. I think deleted all that stuff now. But I didn't feel like it was strong enough evidence to say, okay, let's put this up. But
maybe we weren't consistent enough, and we felt like we were at the time. But maybe we need to do it and do it at night when we're not. Nobody is going to bother or anything. Yeah. Maybe
what we can also do is set cameras up when everybody, like when Shannon and Haley go back to school and we all three leave or something, and we can put something up somewhere that would help. I like to do it with nothing around, and I would like to be able to. Hopefully, we can soon go up to the barn and do the barn and see what we can catch up there. My sister catches things occasionally, hears things, gets tapped on the shoulder, knee at night, but I think the barn may have some things too.
Charger over there.
No, I don't have a charger. No, it's young. But I did see that oh shucks, I lost my train of thought for a second.
You did see something. You're talking about.
Oh, I seen a new paranormal equipment piece that I want to try to get soon, and I messaged them. They said they should have it this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a smaller version of the REM pod, and it'd be easier for me to put in the bag and take with, because the REM pod's pretty good.
As
size.
bad as you want that thingy, I want the cameras, the indoor cameras.
Yeah. So Martin's going to work on getting some indoor cameras, and I'm going to work on the small REM pod. It's called REM Master, I think's the name of it. It can fit in our bag, and if I want to take it wherever, it'd be easier than trying to carry the bigger REM pod around.
I have a knack for like wanting to get involved in things. I guess that's why I like to do the research stuff. But I wanted to build one, and there are tons of YouTube videos on how to build yourself a REM pod. And they even use like an annunciator for a door, as small as that is. And I was hoping we would get to try to make one.
Well, we're going to do that too.
Oh, we're going to try.
I don't know if we're going to make it. My idea is to get one and put it somewhere wherever we're at. Like if we do my mom's basement or barn or something, we could set it up, and if anything touches it or goes right near that area, it's going to go off. Yeah. So you can still use it. So I'm thinking that'd be a good idea. We can use that, set a second camera up with it. Yeah. And it
would be a fun build, and I like to get in and involved in things and mess like that. I painted a whole room the other day by myself, and I had a good time, like doing the hands-on kind of thing.
So my sister just sent me a hang on now, I'll read it to you, because I was just saying a while ago I didn't know if there was any ghosts in the Craggy prison, but she sent me this article, and let's see.
Do you need me to read it?
Well, I was just looking to see. Yeah, you can. You're much better at reading now, but let's see. Let me see. Let me message her and ask her what year this was. It don't show. Or she may be listening anyway. Oh, she is. She's listening. So she can give us a year on that. Between 75 and 78.
Between 1975 and 1978.
Okay.
A prisoner at Craggy Prison was stabbed to death in a dormitory with 20 other prisoners. The superintendent identified the man as John Robert Morrison, 23, from Charlotte, North Carolina. A spokesman said that Morrison was serving a 15 to 20-year sentence for armed robbery. Foster said the stabbing took place about 8:50 p.m. in the dormitory upstairs across the medium security prison. Let's see. It's hard to read. Hold on, let's see.
Some of it's
Hold
faded,
on.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old paper. That's old news. It's actually a newspaper clip.
As of 10 p.m. that night, they had not yet recovered a weapon. An ambulance attendant who arrived at the scene and confirmed the man was dead said that he had been stabbed in the abdomen. The prison was quiet as the investigation began. There had been no disturbance in connection with the stabbing. As of that Tuesday, there were 211 prisoners assigned to that prison. Wow.
There was another piece to it too.
Okay.
I don't know how much different it is, but
it's the same. Oh, here's one that was a 23-year-old that apparently committed suicide in an isolation cell.
So it is.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You're doing good at just reading stuff.
His name was Roger Silvers of Forest City, which is not very far from Brendan. He hung a sheet tied to the top of the cell door. And he had, on his own request, asked to be placed in this single occupancy cell for self-protection. He was serving 5 years for breaking and entering and larceny. And he only had 2 months, and he would have been out.
Wow.
Yeah. That's.
I don't thank my sister for saying that.
Yeah, thanks, Cecilia. That's cool because we haven't come across any of those yet.
I didn't know that. Yeah, she's like Marnie. She just searches around for a lot of stuff, and it's always cool to find these things. But yeah, I mean that's two indications that there possible paranormal activity going on there for sure. Plus, if you think about it, one thing it can residually keep going, she said a smiley face, is anger and stuff like that. So rage, anger, all that stuff, that's a lot of emotion and that's a lot of energy that stays in that one spot. So whatever paranormal activity would be there, it would be pretty strong.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Very strong.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was a good 2 stories right there for sure.
Both of those men were like
20s,
23.
23,
I
yeah.
think both of them, yeah.
That's young. One killed and one committed suicide.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they ever opened up that prison to investigate, believe you me and Marnie and whoever else wanted to go could go investigate.
We'll never get in there.
I hope one day we can. But yeah, I mean, it's just it'd be a lot of work for whoever bought it to fix it up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was pretty cool story there. And I mean, it just goes right along with all the other haunted stuff here in Nashville. That's the forestry compound that we passed that day I was telling you about. That's the place, because we've got a forestry compound that's
Are you talking to me?
yeah, I'm talking to you.
I
Yeah.
thought you were showing them the picture. I thought you
No.
Okay.
I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, there's a forestry compound that I think was a part of the Biltmore estate or something, but it's not actually very close to it. It's kind of in the vicinity though. But anyway, apparently that people who had been there in the past, there was a prostitute that
It was
haunts.
it was a bar. It turned it. They
Yeah,
turned
it's a
it
bar
into a
now.
bar.
It's a bar now. Yeah.
It was called the Burial Bar.
Yeah. But it was a compound back in the day. Forestry, as a school is what it was. And people reported seeing the prostitute hanging around and blood in the toilet, in one of the toilets. So that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, that's near hospice, right?
Yeah,
When we were
yeah.
visiting Stephen, you were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's that place."
Yep, that's the place.
Yeah.
There you go. Our old high school is a part of this list. That's on the things out.
Yeah, here's a
You want to read that one out?
oldie but goodie, and this is whatever they're going to say is probably something that you and I dealt with. This
Mhm.
school has dealt with its share with plenty of poltergeist activity. The story behind that is quite telling. Before the school was built, the land was used as a potter's field or a burial ground for the city's poor citizens. More than 1,000 bodies were exhumed and re-entered. Oddly enough, those bodies are now buried in a cemetery that is located near an elementary school.
Mhm.
What makes it even scarier is that not every body was unearthed, considering the number of unmarked graves. When something is built on an old burial ground, you know things are going to get really scary. Blinking, flickering lights, and objects banging and clanging. That's just a small sample of activity going on at this school.
Mhm.
No, we had it worse, actually. The home ec students had a class or something. I don't know what they did, but they babysat the kids. And like there was a daycare at our high school.
Yeah, that was.
And they had a playground. And over time, you know, kids playing outside, dig up mud and stuff. They would find bones all the time and have to call the police, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, hey, Randy, how are you? Welcome
Hey,
to our
Randy.
channel. Thank you for being here. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they would find bones and stuff.
They would find
That was-
bones, yeah. And we'd hear about it through the rumor mill in high school.
So I'm assuming it was a true story.
I wonder
don't
if
know.
they have done something with that. We should ask Haley because she still goes.
Yeah. Well, you know, and they have people in the past do some investigations there, and I think they picked up some things. I know that there were stories of custodians who at night would, and they wouldn't be there late. I mean, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest, maybe 9. I don't know, but they wouldn't be there all night. But they would hear doors slamming, and they'd be the only one on the hall, and doors are slamming,
Yeah.
and things are moving, and such as that. So, yeah, that. Whew.
Amy says that they have a place like that. What is it about them building schools on top of these places? You know,
Well,
Gosh.
we all build
we have
stuff on
one in downtown Asheville, and there are, I mean, a couple of restaurants are
Mhm.
on top of that.
Well, in Asheville City School, they have a video of it, but you can see with a surveillance camera a shadow, or almost more like an apparition, going across the camera, walking down the hallway.
Where?
You don't
Is
see that
this-
now? It's
where's this?
Asheville High.
Oh, Asheville High's probably definitely on
Yeah,
it.
definitely. And it's interesting. You want to read that one? That's another good one.
Oh
The
Lord,
Basilica. You're better at reading than I am. You go right here.
do we know this human being?
My sister's in. Yeah, we know her real well.
I don't know if they did that or not, Cecilia, but they may have. Okay, so the next one you wanted to read was what? The Basilica?
Yeah.
So this Basilica is actually where Troy and I went on our first date.
Uh-huh.
And it is an actual basilica. It's a Catholic church. And we didn't go to church. We went to see the site of it, and tons of people do every year. But anyway, so it says, you think you've had enough poltergeist activity? If you're unable to get inside Irwin High School, don't worry. The Basilica of St. Lawrence is not that far away. It's here where the architect of this church is buried, and he is buried inside that building. You can see it.
Yeah.
But he's not buried underground. His remains are interred inside the walls.
Yeah.
Also buried alongside him is his wife and child.
Uh-huh.
Many of the basilica's attendees have reported seeing lights flickering on and off and doors opening and slamming shut for no apparent reason. Some have reported seeing the specter of a priest dressed in his usual clothing wandering the grounds.
That is a creepy thing. And by the way, the sissy that's in here is my sister. And she's got some real good knowledge too of some things that she's read over time as well. But yeah, the Basilica, we have a video of it. It's actually a music video and pictures is what it is. But we've gone into that Basilica, and you can go in and, well, I don't know how the coronavirus thing is working now, but used to you could go in anytime you wanted to throughout the day. And the place where the guys,
Unless there's a service or
unless there's a service,
something
yeah.
going on.
Yeah, obviously, that would stop you. But for the most part, you go in, you can pray, you can spend as much time as you wanted to in there. And the place where the guy is buried in this tombed area next to
It's next to where you like a pulpit.
well,
where you
yeah,
would,
well,
like,
it's
go
close to
preach.
the pulpit. There's also a prayer area that's right near it. But anyway, the day we went in there to do that, I think
The
it was that
lid
day.
was open.
Yeah, well, the door was open. There's a door that leads
Yeah.
into this hallway or this
Into the wall.
into the wall where he's buried, and his not only was that open, but the casket was kind of cracked, and it's one of those that slides, not opens up with a hinge or whatever.
I think basilicas are just totally cool anyway, but ours has a really interesting story, and it's got a dome roof, which is
beautiful.
they're working on it, trying to keep it so it doesn't collapse. And if you guys get a chance to go to one, like Rob was saying, he has one. It's really worth it. And yeah, he, like Cece says it, he did design some of the Biltmore estate.
Yep. Yeah, the Biltmore Estate's haunted, and that's pretty interesting too. How haunted it is. You can feel that when you go into the Biltmore Estate. You can feel energy in there. You want to talk about the Pink Lady?
No, there's too much to tell.
Pink Lady
That
is
is
a
just
part of
way
that Grove
too
Park
much.
in, but yeah, that's a long
It
story.
goes back and forth between like he said, she said, and I slept with her, and I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Oh my god!
But she fell off the railing, and that's why the Pink Lady it haunts.
It was a really nice hotel here in Asheville. It's called the Grove Park Inn, and there is a famous ghost called the Pink Lady because she wears a pink dress that I think she just wanders around the halls. She doesn't like cause any trouble or anything.
No, she's kind of mischief.
I think she messes around with the men.
And look, she loves. Matter of fact, one story. There's been more than one story of children being lost and her taking them to the
like
lobby and where
she
check
does.
in.
She does play practical jokes. It says here, but anyway. I have been in that place quite a bit, but never above the ground floor. So I've never seen her. Have you?
No, I've been to a couple of when I worked at Home Depot, went to a couple of places.
But she is linked from a friend of ours we've heard who has done some like ghost hunting.
Yeah,
too.
Matt. Yeah.
He has said that she could have been linked to another ghost story that we know of here in this city that is completely different. So I won't even get into her much more because
we've talked about it before, but she's linked to F. Scott Fitzgerald possibly. There's that possibility as well. But it's a cool place, beautiful place.
Yeah.
To visit, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you can go in there and it doesn't cost anything, and it's
parking.
worth
Parking.
Parking does, but it's worth it. It's worth the walk around in there. They have fireplaces that could hold probably 20 people standing.
Oh gosh, it is.
It's huge. So cool. Yeah,
beautiful. It's all beautiful, and if you're in Asheville, please visit it. It's worth it.
I think you get so many hours free on their parking.
I think that's the first 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and you can visit that whole place in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and that's not the only place. I mean, there's a dining area across the way that's haunted as well.
But if you're rich, like everybody here is, you can stay in this, like $300 a night.
Oh, Lord.
That's the cheapest room probably, and go to the spa and play golf and swim and tennis and eat really yummy foods at the.
I've taken a tour of it before. As far as not a haunted tour, but I've taken a tour.
Brendan went to the McDonald's near there.
There you go. After you eat there, you become haunted with some gassy stuff. Oh God.
Amy said pocket change.
Yeah. The gingerbread house competition is always cool.
It sure is. That is really neat.
Yeah, she put that up, and we have a video that we did at the Grove Arcade, which is in downtown. It's not near the Grove Park Inn. It's in the city of Asheville.
Still the Grove stuff.
Yeah, and they had a few of the gingerbread houses and stuff. and we've gotten videos on YouTube and on our Facebook page.
Oh my God,
Right.
Amy, I'm jelly too. That's a cool cousin.
Oh yeah. You know, and I would like to do an investigation there, but I don't know.
I wonder
Maybe.
how they feel about that.
Well,
If you pay to stay, they probably don't say much.
well, probably. After Matt's investigation and stuff that they turned up, they were kind of not wanting to associate with that.
Be safe, Rob.
Yeah, be safe, bud. But it would be nice. It'd be nice today. Even the park. Actually, we went to today. I'm sure has some of its own little
That park has its own little story behind it where we were today.
Little story. Remember?
It was a park. No, I don't remember, but there is a story there, and I always just remember that I want to look it up, but
It is a haunted story.
It's not a haunted story. No, it's just
you're not talking about
that park was built for that neighborhood specifically, and I think for the people that maybe worked or worked at the Grove Park Inn. I think it was all it was.
Oh, she wasn't calling me a brat, Rob. She's calling you one. Go ahead and clear that up. But yeah, the Grove Park Inn is really cool. And anyway, so you can look this up. Actually, it's called AshevilleTerrors.com. If I could ever get things to paste, I'll do it later. But I might be able to put it in the description later on. Let's see. There was, I think that was all of them. Yeah, that was 10 of them. We did them all except for one that's not there no more, which is Biltmore State we've done before. We got a video on YouTube, not an investigation, but just a tour of it. And the VA hospital, it's now been what is it called? Remodeled, yes. And you can't go in there and do an investigation, but it was pretty haunted back in the day. People got scratched. They
used it as a haunted house. So they probably mess up.
Oh yeah. Anytime you build or do anything like that, you stir up stuff possibly.
Yeah.
And like any place is haunted. You start messing around. Moving graves, that gets them going.
I don't know.
Riverside. And one thing about Riverside, I keep forgetting how many, but it was over 13,000 people are buried there. And that's what they know of. There may be some that are.
Think about that's not that old of a cemetery, right? Think about how many people were buried before that was a cemetery.
It was 1885, and it was actually part of the Civil War battleground.
Yeah, so there's probably plenty of soldiers that died there.
And so you're talking about 1885, so it's been around a while. But Thomas Wolfe is buried there. We've done some investigations there at his place. Zebulon Vance was the governor. Also, there's a Vance birthplace where he was born and raised. And thank you, Amy. And so the Vance birthplace is also a place that's haunted. And there's a cemetery across the road from it, and we've done an investigation there.
Honey, they're not here. They don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
except Cecilia.
No. They can look things up. I mean, if they want to look things up, and that what Amy put in there, that link can help bridge you to more places. But
Rob is talking in the second person.
Oh Lord. He'll be talking in third, fourth, and fifth later on. Probably we'll see how that goes. But anyway. So those are the places around here, and I thought that was some pretty cool, interesting things. And my sister giving us some more information we didn't have, and I definitely want to visit Hell's Gate, check that cemetery out, and do the Civil War cemeteries, and do a series on those. Jane to Helen's Bridge. So we got some things we got to start working on.
Yeah.
Get some things working and going. But anyway, I think we're going to cut it off there because I can't get no links out to bring anybody up. And I don't know what's going on with StreamYard tonight with that. I mean, it might be the computer. I don't know. But anyway, I think we're going to. Huh? Oh, you're just like. Oh,
I'm just laughing with
things
Brandon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brandon. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's a short live stream, but Shelton Laurel. Oh yes, the massacre. They don't talk about that up very much, but it's up in.
I don't know that I want to go to Shelton Laurel. That's like
That's way
and
out
the McCoys. Oh my gosh.
That's what that was like. Yeah.
It's all
similar
odd
related.
being on this side. Oh, we missed you, Amy.
We'll try it again next week. See if this is last week we used the laptop because the main computer wasn't working. Now the main computer's working, but not. It may be the computer. It may not be StreamYard. But I'm blaming StreamYard's for it anyway. But anyway, yeah, Shelton Laurel will be good. That was a massacre. That was pretty bad. It's a good drive up, and Brandon and Caitlin took me. My daughter and son-in-law took me near that area one time.
It's beautiful up there.
Mhm.
It is really pretty.
But anyway, that'd be another place to go. See, that's a good idea. And there's other cemeteries that my sisters told me about that I want to check out too, and what's considered Burnsville and it's Madison County area which is just north.
Brennan, we love you too.
Yes.
Start working on your schedule so you can let us know when you're coming up.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, we'd like to be able to get with you, and I know April has talked about it too. And there's maybe we can do a good collaboration.
Yeah.
This summer, so we can all figure that out.
Tell your people to get with our people.
Yeah, which means you just message us and we'll message you back.
We love you, Amy. Big hugs to you too.
Yeah. Love to everybody. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and
thanks for the newbies. There were two newbies. Well, Cecilia popped in, and then we had a new gentleman.
Randy remember. Was his name?
Yeah.
And we always I always try to invite people to come to our live streams. It's a real good, cool community. Bye, sis. I will talk to you later. And but I always invite people to come to our live streams. And I think, as a matter of fact, I had a comment on one of our videos about they liked the video, and it was a real nice comment. And I invited them to start, listening to our community. So that was really cool. But Mom's listening too. Hey, Mom. Thank you for both listening. I do appreciate everybody being here again, like I said, and we'll get to going. I want to try to do some day live streams too. Once things get settled down a little bit, and we're able to do those. So be looking for it either here or on Facebook or Twitter. I'll be going live and doing some live streams again, like I used to do. And anyway, I will talk to you all next week. Love y'all. Good night.